Welcome everyone to our CFE info session. Today we are going to be speaking about the Certified Fraud Examiner by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. I've been working with the ACFE for the last 10 years, delivering more than 100 CFE exam review courses, and we already have more than 3,500 delegates who took our courses and they were able to clear the exam in an easy, simple way. And today we are going to be giving you an overview of what is the CFE exam and how you need to prepare for it so you can pass the exam in an easy and simple way. But before we get started, we need to understand why everyone is speaking about the certificate. I get calls every day, I get emails, I get messages, everyone saying, yeah, I want to take the CFE, but should I take it or should I take CIA or other certificates? The question, CFE is the golden standard, is #1 certificate in the world over the last 35 years in anything called fraud examination. If you are working in any domain where you are handling anti-fraud issues or fraud examination, or you are dealing with cases related to fraud, you can be internal auditor, compliance, fraud investigation, anti-fraud professionals, CFE is the certificate for you. Because CFE will help you not only in figuring out all the knowledge and skills that you need, but creating impact in your organization. You can go back with all the knowledge and skills for you be able to prevent fraud from happening, uncover fraud and respond to the fraud and investigate fraud inside your organization. But at the same time, once you earn the CFE certificate, you will be able to enhance your knowledge and skills and be able to upgrade all the information that you have, and you'll be able to show to your friends in the anti-fraud industry that you have the proper knowledge and skills. It will keep you ahead of the curve. It will make sure that you have the badge to earn that you are certified fraud examiner. So many individuals, they say, so is it going to help me in my career? Yes, definitely it's going to help you in your career. You are going to show to your clients, you are going to show to the board of directors, to the audit committee that you have the knowledge and skills, but also it's going to help you in getting more earning. I know so many consulting firms, once you have the CFE, your salary will increase around 20%. And this is based on the ACFE compensation guide. You can see that your salary will increase on average around 17%. It depends on different countries, it will increase even more if you earn the CFE, because now you are going to demonstrate to your organization that you have the proper skills. And also in some organizations, they say once you earn the CFE, what will happen? You are going to get bonus at the end of the year. So some individuals, they have it as a personal target for them. CFE, there is a high demand on it because executive in organization, they understand. Once their staff, they are equipped with the knowledge to fight fraud, the amount of fraud is going to go down. So in that way, the revenue will remain inside the organization rather than by taking by fraudsters. So what are the CFE information that you are going to get? What are we going to cover in the exam? We are going to cover the different kind of fraud schemes, where we are going to cover issues related to corruption. We are going to be covering issues related to asset misappropriation or issues related to financial statement fraud. So the CFE is going to teach you all the types of fraud schemes that can happen internally inside the organization and externally. We are going to be speaking about occupational fraud, the different schemes, every scheme, how it's going to happen, what are the red flags for it, what kind of fraud prevention you need to implement to make sure they will not happen, and what kind of techniques you need to implement to catch fraudsters in case they do this, and how you are going to conduct the investigation after that. So these are all the topics that we are going to cover. We are going to be speaking about investigation. So we are going to be speaking about all the techniques you need to follow as a fraud examiner to be able to investigate fraud, from collecting the evidence, to analyzing the evidence, to conducting the interview, to after that figuring out how can you write your fraud examination report. So all the investigation aspects is going to be covered. We are going to be speaking about the law. How can you handle the cases in civil law countries, in common law countries? We are going to be speaking about how can you take criminal case and civil case. So all the legal elements of fraud is going to be covered. But not only that, we are going to discuss issues related to fraud. We are going to say how can you create the investigation, the fraud investigation team, who should be part of your fraud investigation team, and how you are going to handle investigation effectively. We are going to be speaking about the evidence, how you are going to collect the evidence in the proper way, and how you are going to analyze the evidence in the proper way to be able to uncover the fraud. We are going to be speaking about interviewing techniques. How can you conduct admission-seeking interview to get confession from the suspect? How you are going to get information-seeking interview to be able to collect information from witnesses, and how you are going to effectively go and document all this information that you collected during the interview. All these informations are going to be covered on top of what kind of internal controls we need to implement to ensure that these individuals who are doing fraud, they are not going to do fraud in the future. So this is where it's not only about investigating fraud. How can we make sure that we have the proper controls so these individuals are not going to do fraud in the future? We have preventive control to catch them when they are going to do fraud before they do it, or deductive after they do it. So when we are speaking about all these techniques, we need to understand why fraud is happening inside our organization. They say fraud happening inside our organization because of what we call fraud triangle. It's because of the opportunity, because of rationalization, and because of pressure. This is the main reason why fraud happening inside our organization. So this is once we understand how can we fix the environment inside our organization, having the proper governance, fraud will be reduced significantly. So understanding not only investigating fraud, but how can we go back to the organization and ensuring we have the proper governance, the proper anti-fraud strategy, so fraud will not happen in the future. So all these concepts is covered in 2,000 pages. If you are studying for CFE, this is what you need to deal with. 2,000 pages covering all the concepts related to the CFE exam, which is going to be interesting for you to study. But if you are going to study that, it will take you around what? It will take you around 6 months, 4 months at least to read it. And then you are going to go take the exam. And the topics that are covered in it is related to 4 exams you are going to take. So the CFE is actually 4 exams. Exam number 1 is related to fraud prevention and deterrence. So it's understanding what kind of internal controls you need to have in place to ensure fraud will not happen. Then related to financial transaction, we need to understand all the different fraud schemes inside the organization. One exam is related to fraud investigation, how you are going to collect the evidence, analyze the evidence, conduct the interview, write your fraud examination report, and one topic related to the legal elements of fraud. So all these topics are covered inside our course, if you are going to take the course with us. And for the exam, each one is actually 2-hour exam, 100 questions you need to understand. So usually individuals, if they do self-study, they go by this book, the 2,000 pages, and they study it for 4 to 6 months, and then they go take the exam. It's so difficult for you to read all this information and understand it on your own. And then go take 4 exams, each exam 100 questions, 2 hours, and figure out exactly what questions you are going to get out of all this material in your exam. This is why we highly recommend you to join our CFE exam review course. The CFE exam review course is a course created by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiner and only allowed to be delivered by authorized trainer. I am working with the ACFE as the exclusive authorized trainer in Oman, in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, in Qatar, and in Malaysia to deliver the CFE exam course. But the good news, we can accept delegates from all over the world to join our virtual classes and our face-to-face classes. With our CFE review course, you reduce the amount from 4 months to 4 days. Every day you attend the class with us over 4 days. You attend the class, then you take the exam over in the evening. You attend the class one day, you take the exam in the evening. So within 4 days, you will be certified. We already have 1,000 delegates. 100% pass the exam within 4 days. You attend the class in the morning, you take the exam in the evening, you are done. You are certified. So this is one option for you to do it quickly. But if you are really busy and you can't actually take 4 days of your life, we have another option for you, which is coming soon. We have a course starting in June. And we have a course every month. So if you, in case you missed this course, we have another course in September, another course in October, in November. You attend the class over 4 weeks. So we have the classes in the evening, 2 to 3 days a week, and then you take the exam over the weekend. So for example, the first week, we study investigation, 2 days, then you take the exam over the weekend. Then the week after, we study 3 days, then you take the exam over the weekend. The classes are in the evening from 8 to 10, and then you can take the exam over the weekend. So in that case, in 4 days, you can be certified in our face-to-face courses, or you can take our virtual classes and you can be certified within what? Within 4 weeks, rather than 4 months doing self-study. We already have more than 2,500 delegates who passed the CFE exam with us with this format over 4 weeks. So I highly recommend you to take this format in case you don't have time. And we can accept delegates from all over the world. Now, in case you miss any of these sessions, for any reasons, we have the sessions recorded for you. So you can watch the sessions again and again. And we have the sessions in English and in Arabic. The exam is only in English, but we have them in both formats. We already, like I said, we have more than 3,000 delegates who took our online classes and passed the exam with us. And these are the delegates who took our face-to-face classes and passed the exam with us. So I highly recommend you to join face-to-face classes or to join our virtual classes for you to be able to clear the exam with us in an easy and simple way. This is my CFE certificate, and if you can see, I passed the exam not in 2009. I passed the exam before. I passed the exam in 2006, but actually they give me the certificate in 2009 because at that time I completed 2 years experience. So for you to take the CFE, you need to have a bachelor degree to take the exam. But to get the certificate, you need to have 2 years fraud-related experience. It can be in internal audit, it can be in fraud examination, in compliance, in internal control. It can be in legal, money laundering, issues related to fraud, finance, accounting. But if you don't have the experience, that doesn't mean you can't take it. Like myself, I took it when I was studying in my 4th year in college. And then when I finished and I got 2 years experience in January 2009, I took the certificate. I earned the certificate. So I highly recommend all of you, if you want to be superhero in fighting fraud, if you want to figure out how can you go and fight fraud inside your organization and demonstrate to your board of directors, to your audit committee, to your other colleagues inside your organization that you have the proper skills for you to be able to investigate fraud and fight fraud inside the organization to earn this golden certificate. In that way, you will gain the knowledge and skills and you demonstrate that you have the professional golden standard in anti-fraud. I'm available in case you need any question from me. You can contact me on LinkedIn. I'm available on LinkedIn under Iyad Murtada. You can visit our website openthinking.ae to get all the information about our upcoming courses, and I can guide you step by step to earn the certificate and have the most important certificate maybe in your career in the domain of anti-fraud. Thank you so much for attending, and I will see you on the other line.